Alright, what's going on out there, YouTube fam? This is Sammy Legger here representing Team JVS. I'm going to do my best to give you guys a review of episodes, let me make sure I get it right, everything that after Crisis happened. So episode 10 through 19. What is my thoughts of it? So, I do like the new intro. Intro is pretty dope. That's cool. Crisis was epic. Crisis was freaking epic. When Barry came back and he's dealing with this new person named McCarver, and you get to find out like he has all the resources in the world to go. You're kind of like, wait, what's gonna happen? And, why is Iris pulling so strong? And what is his end game, so to speak? And then you find out like there is a whole Mirrorverse. And the interesting thing I say about Ava, McCarver's wife, is that she, as a villain is concerned, is probably one of the most dangerous villains they've probably ever come up with. From a silhouette standpoint, she is a formidable villain. She is the ideal version of Mirror Master. Even though she's not Mirror Master, she is more powerful and way more, by the end of it, I was kind of just torn, because I was like, she's an insane dope villain. She's crazy. She actually is legit. Her mind is warped from being in the Mirrorverse so long. But what she's able to do, what she's capable of, making doppelgangers out of people, it's craziness. So I'm talking about things I did like. I did like that Flash was depowered, because I was questioning, a good part of the beginning part of this season. I was kind of like, Flash can move so fast that nobody can even see him. He can move so fast, he can move through time. What villain can he really not go up against? But by, giving him limitations, it makes it more thrilling, it makes it more intense. And one of the things I loved about the first season was the fact that Reverse Flash was faster than Barry. So no matter what he tried to do, he was trying to get faster. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite episodes, oh my gosh, I loved it. Let's see if I can go find it. Episode 14, The Death of the Speed Force. When your man, Longsdale, came back as Wally West. That episode is my favorite episode of all the episodes I saw out of those 9. And honestly, probably my favorite episode of the season, because one of the things I loved about it is that Wally evolved as a character. He progressed as a man. And he was able to do things with the Speed Force that Barry don't even know how to do, which is awesome. The only regret is that you didn't get to see any more of him. And I personally think that if Longsdale was willing to, I would put him on the Titans in a heartbeat. A lot of people want the traditional version, but I would love to see his version of Wally West on the Titans. I think that honestly, it would build character. I think it would add to the show having him up there. Whether or not they're gonna do something like that, I don't know. Greg Berlanti's crazy. What else did I like? I like that Elongated Man, Ralph Dibny. He actually kind of had a little love interest, but it seems at time a good back arc story. Sad thing is, the actor that plays the role of Ralph Dibny is no longer going to be on the series. So it's all that build up that they left. I think it's for nothing, because that character is not going to have Ralph to ping off of, and their chemistry was very good. And she's actually a very interesting character because she's got a history with him, that they kind of built in less than 9 episodes. It's very fascinating. What else did I like? I like the cinematography they used for Inside the Mirrorverse. I thought it was really interesting the way they did it. And now let's talk about things I didn't like. Ending was stupid. It was kind of stupid to me. It was kind of pointless. Cause I was kind of I got to the 18th episode, and I was kind of you only got 1 episode. How is Barry gonna get, Speed Force abilities? Because at this point, they never gauged how much Speed Force he has left. Like, we don't know. Like, it's kind of like, when Goku, in Dragon Ball Z was fighting the virus, like, you knew there was a time point, and then the more he used his abilities, the faster it went, and until you eventually could succumb to that. But with this, like, there was nothing to gauge, and I was kind of like, yo, Barry, you using way too much energy. Like, even like when he was going with Death of the Speed Force, I was kind of like, bruh, I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna go. It was interesting, but there was nothing to gauge what he could not do. By the time we got to Pay the Piper, I was like, he can't fight anybody. Now, did that end up in a dope scene with him and Ava? That was Ava put the work on Barry. Like, I was kind of like, yo, that's dark. Like, for real. So I didn't want to see my boy like that, but at the same time, it was believable because he had no speed. But, there was nothing for me to gauge. I was like, he doesn't have any more speed. So what are you guys going to do? Then on top of that, like, they built up to Iris being in there and him finding out. That was another really good episode. What episode was that? Is it So Long and Good Night, or was it Liberation? I think it was Liberation, when Barry really came to the understanding, what was going on. That doppelganger of Iris, shout outs to my girl Candice Patton, because she actually did a really good job playing that character, because there was a part of her eyes that was kind of like so distant, but yet she was still playing the character of Iris, and I think that's a very difficult thing to do with your eyes and with your mannerism. But she really did pull it off, because she had every single memory that Iris had, and yet she had her own feelings. And I think that if you look at like something like Westworld, they're the only ones I know that can do that very well from an acted standpoint, and I think that I give her the credit for that. But as far as the ending is concerned, like, they ended off like Iris and them still in there, and Iris is slowly losing her mind. I think I don't really know, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like, every episode as it was happening, like, it was some episodes like, what is going on? Because it was like, what was it? Pay the Piper, it had like Godspeed, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, let's see where this is going. It's like every single episode started adding all these new and old villains back, and I was like, there's no resolution to any of this. Like, nobody's getting, locked up. Like, the heroes are barely even there. Cisco still don't got his power, so he can't really do much. Caitlyn was out of the game, but I think that's because Daniel Panabanker is, she was pregnant during this time. I honestly definitely do, because it's based on the wide shots and the close-ups they did for her upper torso. And so, I mean, the good and bad thing of this is that, I think by this time she probably has already had her baby, and so she'll probably be back in the back half, or at least the middle of season 7 of The Flash, which is going to be good, because she's a really good part of the team. But yet Ralph Dibny's got to be there because, of course, his allegations against him. But it's kind of like, now you're going into a season where Flash has no powers. There's nobody like Wally West to go and have backup to do anything, because he's technically losing powers too, I'm assuming, unless he's just preserving all his energy. There's no Ralph Dibny, so you don't have another like meta-human to help backup, but you do have Allegra, which is okay. Ooh, that joint with the Reverse Flash episode, what one was that? Exorcism of Nash Wells. Bruh, I love seeing the Reverse Flashback. That joint was actually really vicious, but the episode itself wasn't that good of an episode. But there were things and moments with that where you find out who Maya was to Nash Wells and how his connection was to Allegra. I still can't get over the fact that's her name. But I don't know, like, what was it? The Girl Named Sue episode, that was kind of whack to me. Some of the episodes just kind of blended in. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. And I'm trying to think. What happened with that? I don't even remember. Grodd friended me. I don't even remember how the episode even ended. But as far as, like, you add all these villains on top of layers, but there's no resolution to anything that's going to happen, at least with Speed Force. Like, if it was me, I would have been like, let's figure out what's the resolution with this whole Speed Force thing. Because no matter what, like, you shouldn't have any more power left. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like going to season 7. Like, I'm hoping this trailer at least shows me something about what they're gonna do with this substitute Speed Force situation. Because now you got a Godspeed, you got that other dude with blood work, you got this new villain with Ava. Her husband actually seemed like he'd been a really good Mirror Master, but whatever. And then Eobard Thrawn is definitely not done. So it's like you adding on all these villains and no resolution, but then you only have now, what, 3 characters left? Because, I mean, I think Frost will probably be back, and you do have Allegra technically, but you only have 2 metahumans. That's Barry and Allegra. So I don't know. I don't know. Going into this next part, I mean, well, you technically do have Cecile. Cecile actually has some really good moments. And of course, my man Joe, like, bruh, I love my man Joe. Like, he was doing this thing, like, I really love what they do with Joe in this series. Like, it adds a lot. So Long as Good Night was a really good episode for him. Very emotional one, because I was like, yo, they about to kill my man. So, I think it's a push and pull. Like, there was moments I really did enjoy these last 9 episodes. I really did. And then there were moments I was just kind of like, this is dumb. I think more than anything, that it just ended dumb to me. They ended dumb and unnecessary to give me nothing that I look forward to. Especially the way that Ava ends up in the back half. Because, I mean, I guess I'm happy too, though, because normally what they do is they end the season with everything being wrapped up in a pretty bow. So I do like that this is the first time that I can remember in a long time where there was no resolution to the villain problem. Like, matter of fact, the last episode didn't work for me when, and this is probably me just saying the last episode, is when they were talking about trying to save McClellan when, like, all everyone wants to do is kill and torture this man. Let them do it. Like, why y'all gonna put yourselves in danger with it? Like, she got the assassins, she's got unlimited resources. Like, just stay out of it. And at the end of the day, like, they could still died. And so I was kind of just like, if it was me and he was talking all this junk, I would be like, yo, bro, you figure it out, fam. Like, just why did y'all sit there and waste? Because as soon as she killed that man, I was like, she's gonna call them off, and she gonna tell y'all can go. But then this is another thing that burned me. This is another thing that just really hurt the season finale for me. Even though, like, all my expectations got thrown out the door, it was like, all right, I'm just gonna roll with it. At the moment that Barry had already gotten stabbed, like, he was already bleeding to death. He didn't show any blood for whatever reason. And, like, she was like, you guys can go or whatever. If I was him as a husband, right? She already knows who I am and everything. I would take the mask off. I'd be like, look, bro, please, I need my wife. Please, I beg of you, what can I do to get my wife out of there? I don't want to lose her. I don't want her to lose her mind. Please help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he all on some, oh, I'm not gonna let you, I'm not gonna stop you. Like, bruh, get out of my face. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, let that go on for other. And this is another thing, like, because the doppelganger Iris was technically talking a little bit of truth, because he put the mission above Iris. Like, he didn't mention, where's my wife? I need Iris back. He didn't even beg, he didn't plead or nothing. That's, to me, it is, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. And Nash even said, they alluded to something that Nash has said. It's like, yo, you almost killed me, or Nash, to kill Reverse Flash. You technically almost let Carver get, you know, I think that would have been a better idea. And it's like, at the end, like, he didn't beg or plead for Iris. Like, I remember when Iris almost died, for real, and the other Wells sacrificed stuff at the time, but Barry didn't know that. And so when, you know, who was it? Was it Zoom? It was him? No. It was, I can't remember what the freaking thing was. Anyway, it was him, the future version of himself. He was like begging and crying. Bruh, I would have done those same tears and he didn't do it. I was like, bruh, like, you were just crying in front of a mirror like 2 episodes ago. Like, you finally got the person that trapped your wife in there and you're not gonna beg for her life? So yeah, that didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me. So, yeah. And question, where the flip was Cisco? While the fight was going on, where was Cisco? Right? Like, am I wrong? Like, hold on, season finale. I'm trying to think about this. Was Cisco even in the episode? Where was he? He wasn't at the main base because, you know, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think it just ended really dumb, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. But there were some really good moments. There were some really great moments, and I think there's some good acting moments. I think Grant Gustin hasn't been. I mean, he's never been better, and I think that Candice Patton, she's played a multi-dimensional character. I think she effectively did very well. Another thing that was a question is Cisco's girlfriend. I thought she was just a photographer. How does she know, you know, mechanical, technological engineering? When did that happen? Like, did I miss it? Like, did I miss it? So, anyway, yeah. Hopefully I give you guys some insight. As far as the whole season as a whole, let me go back. I mean, the realization of Flash thinking he's gonna die to, I don't know. I mean, I think the crisis was definitely the tipping point that made things really dope, and it was like the thing that was watering over Barry. But when I look back over some of the stuff, I don't know. The last 9 episodes were good. They were okay. It was just, I think it just ended very bad to me. It didn't make any sense. Because they could just let the man die and just pleaded with the woman like, okay, if I let you kill this man, can you give me my wife? Matter of fact, no. They even said it. She offered it. And at the point she already killed the man, why wouldn't you beg? Anyway, I'm going to go. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. I got to get some sleep. Keep it locked. JBS, we ain't going to stop. Peace, guys.